legends, Taekwondo legends, welcome to TKD Performance Tips. I'm the K-Man. Welcome again for another session on some tips that's going to make you a better Taekwondo participant and competitor. So we're going to focus on hands today, and I'm going to show you a technique that was taught to me by my old kickboxing coach back in the old days when I used to kickbox about 175 years ago. He taught me, he was actually an Olympic boxer and a very good one at that, and he showed me how to hold my hands if I wanted to, how can I say, control the distance, control the other opponent. Now there's many ways you can hold your hands, and people like Floyd Mayweather may hold it down here, and Mike Tyson holds it here, and so there's hundreds of ways you can hold your hands. It's going to be comfortable for you, but I'm going to show you a way which will give you a bit of control over your opponent. Now if I hold my hands in close here, for example, it gives you the illusion that I'm a long way away, so your opponent will more likely to stand in closer to you because it seems like the target's further away. If I want to keep you away from me, rather than having my hands here, and just say I want to control that distance, rather than having the hands in close to my body or down like this, I can just hold my hands further off my body like so. Because now you've got this little lingering fist here ready to strike. So I can actually control your distance and keep you away by just keeping my hands a little bit further off my body out in front of me with this hand in nice and tight rather than here. The other good thing about this position is if I'm in this position, you can come over the top of my forearm to take this hand out. If I'm here, you can still come over the top. If you punch over the top here, I can't actually punch you. I can't punch you. But if I'm here, I'm controlling the only avenue you can get to me. And the only way you can get to me is to come on the inside of this fist. And as you come on the inside of that fist, I can parry and punch back, or as you come through, if you're coming through with a right, I can punch over the top. So I've just got this little rocket ready to launch, just waiting for you to come into what I call my kill zone. Now you may remember the 300 Spartans fought off 150,000 Persians, and how they did that is because there was this little gap in the mountainside, and they fought off 150,000 Persians because they didn't have to fight 150,000 Persians at once. They only had to fight about 20 at once to come through that gap. So if you can control that gap, the kill zone, you can actually control the fight. I can keep you away by having my hands out here, and when you do come through, there's only one gap you can come through. And guess what? This one's waiting, and this one's waiting. So I can just shoot through a counter jab, I can hook, I can come over the top, I can parry and punch, or I can come through with a right. So what I'm doing is I'm controlling this avenue, this zone that will give you control over the fight. So rather than here, right, I'm now here. If you look at the great Muhammad Ali, yes, he used to dance around and all sorts of stuff, but you ever watch him when he actually wants to really fight? What he does, he plants his feet, he puts his hands up, and he actually fights like this, and he starts launching from here. All great boxers, if they want to start hustling and getting into the punching, they'll tend to come back to this position. In between, they might move around. So there's a nice little tip. Practice that when you're sparring with someone, and rather than having your hands in close, because if your hands in close, they'll come in close. But if your hands are out, they'll stay out. So hands in close, they come in close, hands out, they'll stay out, and make sure you don't have your fist here, because if they come over the top this way, you can't punch them back. You're now stuck here. But if I'm in this position, if you come through here, I'm just waiting for you. Come on, I'm just want to move around, bang, and I'm just ready to launch these rockets into the kill zone, just waiting for you to come into my little kill zone trap. So have fun, practice controlling the distance, luring them into the kill zone, and having those little rockets ready to launch as they come into the kill zone, like they do with the Spartans at Spartica. Take one.